Hey guys. So right now I have a little black kitten on me. Check this out. She's so cute. Say hi. She's just taking a little rest right now on my lap, and I love it. So this is the video on the resume project, but also a little preview on your final portfolio project. So pay close attention, okay? These are two huge projects. The portfolio project is basically your final exam. She's settling in here. It's your final exam. So in this project, I'm going to be asking you to include copies of homework that you've already done previously, okay? So you want to make sure that you save a copy of anything that you turn in because it might be on your portfolio project, okay? I can guarantee you that all of the career fitness portfolio chapter exercises, those are all going to be in the portfolio. So are the things that are in this resume project. So what's going to happen is you're going to do the resume project. In the project, it's going to be your resume, your cover letter, and a job application. And you'll turn those into me on the 6th, okay? Then you will revise your resume, your cover letter, and your job application, and you'll turn those in again with your final portfolio. So all your other work besides those 3 assignments are going to be, just the same thing that you did. So you'll just take what you already did and just put it in your portfolio and you're done with that. But with the resume, cover letter, and the job application, I want to see that you've actually made revisions to these. You will also additionally be adding more job applications if you would like. I believe you do have to add one additional job application, but then after that, it's extra credit for additional ones. So there is a little extra credit built into that final portfolio project for you. So let's go over the little pieces here. So for the resume, you want to make sure that you go into the assignment for the resume and read the instructions very carefully. Let me clear my throat here. So what you want to do with this, I want you to review chapter 10 in the Career Fitness Portfolio book because that actually gives you a lot of information about how to complete a resume. And I believe the cover letter is also in the same chapter, but if not, it is. I think it's the same chapter. So you want to review from your book how to do those things. And even the job application, there's a section in your book. So that's a good place to start. I also have some resources for you where you can see examples of how it's done. This is how you do resume. Now, there are a couple different types of resumes. There's a chronological resume, there's a functional resume, and then there's a combination, which is a combination of the chronological and the functional, okay? So the first one, the chronological, this works well if you have had a lot of jobs. So if you've had a bunch of jobs already, you would just list those, but you want to make sure when you're listing jobs on resumes that it's from the newest job. So most recent goes at the top, and then it goes in chronological order, meaning by date. So it would be like the most recent, next most recent, next most recent. Now, you don't want your resume to exceed 1 page, okay? The only people that are allowed to exceed 1 page are people who have had several, several different jobs, and maybe they're a little bit older, and they have lots of experiences that relate to the job that they're applying for. So you want to make sure on your resume, like that your past jobs that you list relate to the job that you're applying for. Now, some of you guys are like, but none of my jobs relate to the job that I'm applying for. So, okay. What I would do if I was you is I would think in terms of, okay, what do my jobs have in common that I've actually had so far? So like I'll use myself as an example here. So when I was, let's say 20, I had already worked at Ross Dress for Less was my first job, and then Bath and Body Works was kind of about the same time. And then I got a job at, I think, Dairy Queen for a little bit. And then I was back at a different Ross, Dress for Less. So those were my jobs, I think, till I was like 22-ish. So all of those jobs were all customer service related jobs. So that would mean that I would probably want to be applying for jobs that are customer service related. So I would probably make my job application something customer service related as well. And I would probably aim my resume to look like I'm applying for a job that relates to customer service because I already have that experience. Okay, so just list my jobs chronologically from newest to oldest. So I would start with my newest Ross and end with my oldest Ross, my first job, right? And then if I have space after that, then I can add some additional skills that I have that maybe are outside of customer service realm. I mean, obviously I have customer service skills if I've listed all these customer service jobs. But what other skills do I have? Can I do computers? Am I good with cash registers? What can I do? So I could add additional, these are some skills that I have. And then that'd be it. That's my resume. Now, a functional resume, on the other hand, is better for people who maybe don't have as many job experiences so far. So like I was just helping my son because he's looking for a job right now and he is 17. And so we sat down and I had him do a functional resume where he listed all the skills that he has. So we went through actually the list of skills in chapter 5. So this may be useful to you. In chapter 5, there's a huge list of skills and it's like a checklist. It's beautiful. So like if you're not sure and you don't know what skills to put, then you can just go through and like if you don't know what something is, just look it up and you will be able to find out what skills relate best to you. Now, don't list too many, and don't list too many overlapping ones. Just try to list a solid core set of skills. And I would say, like for him, I had him list 12 different skills, and we listed them in 3 columns. So they took up a nice chunk of space on his resume because he didn't have a lot of other things to put there. Then we listed volunteer experience underneath his skills because he does have some volunteer experience. We used to have a haunted house where he basically ran a whole section with a bunch of actors and kind of made sure they did what they were supposed to do and trained them how to do it. So he has management experience, but he didn't get paid for it, but he can still list that on his resume. So he also used to help out as a teacher's aide with, his sister. So, I think he has a pretty solid resume for someone that's really never had an actual real job, and his resume looks pretty good. So if you are the kind of person where you don't have a lot of experience, maybe start out by doing a functional resume. If you're someone that does have a lot of experience, maybe start out doing the chronological resume. You will have to do both because I'm going to ask you to do an additional resume just to get the practice and doing the other kind, right? Because I want you to know how to do both kinds. But for now, I would say just start out with the one that you feel most comfortable with for this assignment, okay? So choose either functional or chronological for this assignment. There is an additional type of resume which combines these two. So it's part chronological, part functional, but don't worry about that one for right now, okay? Like you can always do hybrid resumes some other time. But right now, I just want you to focus on choose either chronological or functional, okay? So that's the resume. The cover letter. Now, for the cover letter, I do have a lot of examples and things on how it should look. The examples in your book are very, very clear on what it should look like. So if you're like doubting yourself, like, should I put this? It's like, does it look like what's in the book? If it does, you're good. If it doesn't, fix it. So yes, you do have to put the address of the person that you are, addressing. So whatever job it is that you're applying for, you want to put the name and address of the person who is in charge of handling your interview, okay? You also need to put your information. So your address goes at the top, right? Because it's like, think about it like a letterhead. The person who has the letterhead, their name goes at the top. Then underneath that, you put the name and address of the other person. Then you put the date because you got to know what day this is you want to make sure they know what day you applied, right? So put that there. Then you address the person like, dear. Now, if you know the name of the person that is going to get this letter, you can just address that person. If not, I guess you can do to whom it may concern or dear hiring manager. That works too. And then you'll go into your letter. Now, when you're doing the cover letter, it's really important that you read through the instructions from the book, but also take a look at the examples, because I don't mind if you look at an example and go, that looks cool, and just take out the stuff that doesn't fit with you and like plug in the stuff that does fit with you. Does that make sense? So like, if it says, hi, my name is Sean Jones and I'm applying for the position of barista at Starbucks. Then maybe if your name isn't that person's name, you just take his name out, put your name in, and then you're not applying for barista, just put in your position. So you can just take those letters and you can just tailor them to your particular situation or the job that you're applying for. Now with the job application, this is, I think, probably the trickiest one, because you probably do have to do this on a computer. I have had students try to do this on a phone. It does not work very well, and this is why. So when you're on the phone and you go to apply, let's say you go to apply at El Pollo Loco, which is like a chicken restaurant, okay? And they serve chicken, and it's fast food. So if you actually, sorry, I just totally lost my train of thought. My cat is licking my leg and it's really weird. Kitten, no. All right, so with the job application, so if I go online to El Pollo Loco and I just type in El Pollo Loco job applications, and it will pop up, and like it'll be a little screen and it'll look like you're filling out an application, but it'll only ask you for your name and your phone number and maybe an email address and whether you've applied before. I don't know, just basic information. What it won't ask you is to list your previous jobs or like your job history or references. So that's not really filling out an application. That's actually what we call creating an inquiry. So you're inquiring about a job and you would like to fill out the application, but they haven't sent it to you yet. And sometimes they don't even bother. I mean, they just say, come on in. But that's not really a job application. So that doesn't count, okay? So if it's only like your name, phone number, email, and basic like logistical information, then that is not good enough for this assignment. And that's why you shouldn't do this on your phone, because most of the time when you apply for jobs on your phone, they're just inquiries and they're not actual applications, because the phone isn't really set up to have you fill out a job application, because there's too many things that are distracting you while you're trying to do it. And it's not going to stay put, it's going to time out. So you definitely want to do this job application thing on an actual computer, because you will run into problems on the phone. And I'm just telling you this because I've been doing this many semesters now. And that is something that does trip people up, is trying to do this assignment on the phone. So do the job application on a computer. Okay. And I would say like all of this, the resume project stuff, you do need a computer for this. Okay. So if you are struggling, you don't have a computer, maybe we can try to figure something out for you. I do know that they rent laptops and things like that through Chafee. So maybe we can figure it out. Because I want you to learn how to fill out a job application properly, because it's really important for you, for your future. Okay. So online, it's a lot easier, and you can actually just go to any place you like. You can go to Starbucks and fill out a job application online. They have a really good one that is actually really thorough. Some other places, I know like Burlington Coat Factory has a decent one, Del Taco. Okay, so, and these are the types of jobs where you're actually going to fill out an application, because like applying for like a psychologist position, I have to fill out applications, but my applications are ridiculous. Like they're really long, and like I have to write essays and all kinds of stuff when I fill out applications for teaching jobs or for psychologist positions. It's a lot of work. So I want you to choose something simple, okay? Like choose a fast food place, choose a retail place. Like all I can think of is JCPenney, but I think they're going out of business, like Macy's. Or I was going to say Sears too, but I think they're also going out of business. Maybe like a sports store, maybe a store you're actually interested in, something like that would be cool. But those big chain places, like Starbucks and stuff, they have pretty good applications that you can fill out online. Now, so here's the other part. So while you're filling out the application online, Every time you go to a new screen, so like you'll start filling it out before you press next, okay? Before you press next, take a screenshot. Then press next. Then fill out the next portion, then take a screenshot, then press next. Now, when you go to upload this in Canvas, you have all these screenshots. You can do this a couple of different ways. I know some people will actually go to like a Google Doc or Pages document or a Microsoft Word document, and they'll just take all the pictures and stick them in there because maybe there's 12 of them. So they just put them all in the document and then upload the one document because it's a lot easier than trying to upload 12 documents on Canvas at once. And I'm fine with that. But you can also just literally choose a document on Canvas in the assignment, then choose another, then put the next page, choose another, put the next page, and literally put all 12 in there and then press upload. Most of the time, there are a lot of problems with uploading things to Canvas like this. But if there is, especially with this assignment, if you do struggle, please text me right away and let me know if you're struggling, and I will give you instructions on how to handle the situation. Don't wait. And try not to do the turn in on this at the last minute, because remember, I do not take late work. Even if you're having upload problems, I'm kind of like, you should have uploaded it Friday, not Monday, 10 minutes before the assignment's due. Okay. So please try to get this assignment in particular done ahead of time. That would really make me happy. And I think like the more people I see doing things ahead of time, the happier I'm going to be with you guys, because I think like that's just something that if you practice it and get used to, instead of going like, oh, I have till this time, I'm going to take every last second that I can. What if you didn't? What if you didn't take every last second? What if you got it done like right away, like the first, because this, I think you have a couple weeks to do it. What if you got it done the first week? Then you don't have to worry about it the second week and it's in already. You don't have to stress anymore. So what if you cut off a bunch of your stress because you started turning things early? That'd be cool. All right, so let me make sure that I got everything. I've got notes over here. Yeah, okay, I think I did everything that's on my list for this project. So, of course, always if you have questions or if you need more clarification, I'm always here for you. I'm available for Zoom meetings, like we can go over some stuff. You can screen share what you got going on and I can help you if you're struggling. If you're struggling to find an online application, I would say the default would be just go to the Starbucks one and do the barista, because that's something that I know works really well. It doesn't glitch out a lot. It's not very long. It's actually a pretty decent application, but you're welcome to do any application you like. It's just some of them are a lot longer than others, and there's no need to do like a 12-page application when there's like a 2-page application that you could do. Okay, because this is just for practice. That's what it's for. And I guess if you want a little more practice, you can do a longer one. It's up to you. It's your experience. Okay. Again, my phone number, 909-224-1204. If you do want to meet up or you need help, that's how you reach me. Just text me. You can also call me, but texting me is the best way. All right, guys, have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video.